A lot of people have been asking me, is it worth investing in the Fundrise IPO? For those of you who have watched my previous videos, you know that I believe that the Fundrise IPO is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for pretty much any investor. However, for those who are not sure about investing with Fundrise, there's no better way to gain confidence in the company that you will be investing in long term except for looking at its past performance and its year-over-year growth. So in this video, we're going to take a look at Fundrise 2020 and 2021 growth coming up. If you're new to the channel, my name is Trey, and I'm a real estate, stock, and crypto investor as well as a swing trader. If you enjoyed this video, please click that like and subscribe button, and please don't forget to check out my entire Fundrise playlist where there's everything you need to know before investing with Fundrise or investing in Fundrise IPO. Now, let's get started. Fundrise IPO started in 2017. However, Fundrise as a company have not released any letters or statements to their investors in this IPO up until 2020. So here I found two articles. The one on the left is for the year of 2020 and one on the right is for the year of 2021 through Q3. So these type of updates that come from Fundrise management team are very helpful for an average investor to get a glimpse at what is going on with an economy. Let's first take a look on the left side here. This is for the year of 2020. So I'm just going to quickly scroll down here. Now guys, the three most important things that one should look for in a company that is growing and that is a relatively new company such as Fundrise is growth, right? So growth in what? Now, when we look at Fundrise IPO, we're not concerned in increase in price of shares of e-REITs and e-funds. That is a completely different sector of Fundrise. What we care about is a company itself. Fundrise. We're looking for the increase in the amount of assets that the company manages, right? So in other words, if you look in this chart, it is called assets under management. How much money has Fundrise invested into certain projects over a period of 1 year? If that number is increasing, that means Fundrise is able to spend more money. They have more money to purchase more properties and therefore get bigger returns for the investors. The next thing that we want to look for is active investors. Now, active investors is pretty much investors like you and me. Now, all the advertising and the success of the company will ultimately drive the increase in the new investors coming over to the platform. And the last thing that we want to look for is the number of employees. So as the company is getting bigger, is the amount of assets under management and the number of active investors are increasing, you also need increased number of employees in the company in order to handle that increased demand. So let's take a look at this chart over here on the left side. And what you're going to see here is for the year of 2020. Now, as you can see, that assets under management increased by over 36%. The number of active investors has increased by over 21%, and the number of employees has increased by 17.2%. Now, these numbers are really, really astounding because, as you know, probably the first 6 months of 2020, all the economies in the entire world have come to a halt, including Fundrise. However, when I see the amount of assets under management increase by 36%, that tells me that Fundrise have a very conservative management team. They do not just throw all their money all at the same time at certain projects. They always have more money saved somewhere. And if they see the right opportunity, no matter if there's a pandemic going on or not, they still have more money in the back pocket to acquire those projects at a bargain and ultimately get a better return on them. Now, the number of active investors has increased by 21%. Now, let me remind you that this is before Fundrise reduced the amount of money needed to invest from $500 to $10. As we will see in 2022 and 2023, the number of new investors will rise exponentially only because Fundrise lowered their barrier to entry to only $10. And finally, the number of employees increased by 17.2%. During the year where a lot of people were losing their jobs and a lot of companies like airlines or cruise ships were laying off workers, Fundrise was still able to increase the number of employees by 17.2%. Now we're going to look at 2021. So we're just going to scroll down. It's the exact same chart as you could see on the right side. So as you could see, in 2021 through quarter 3, the assets under management number grew by 52%. So what that means is that the purchases that Fundrise made in 2020 at a discounted rates and discounted prices and reduced interest rates are paying off. Active investors, 29%. Now, this is from December 31st to September 30th, 2021. Now, the Fundrise lowered the entry to $10 at around August of 2021. So these numbers do include a certain number of investors that are able to enter Fundrise with only $10. As you could see, from 2020 to 2021, there was an increase in 8%, and I'm expecting by the end of 2021, that number will be above 30, and in 2022 and 2023, we're going to see 50% or more increase in the number of investors that Fundrise has. And finally, look at this great number and the number of employees that Fundrise was able to hire. 64% increase. 64% increase. What does that mean? That means there's a lot of demand from new investors. There's a lot of new projects that Fundrise is investing in. They need more manpower to deal with these bigger chunks of money and bigger investments and bigger returns. So as you could see, the increases from 2020 to 2021 are really substantial, and I really do think that in 2022 and 2023 these numbers will rise even more. What do all these numbers mean? Guys, there's nothing but increases. During the worst time that the world has experienced in the last 10 years due to coronavirus pandemic, Fundrise was still able to increase the amount of assets under management, how many new investors came to the platform, and the number of employees. There's literally nothing negative going on with this company. Now, if you're on the edge of investing in a Fundrise IPO, just these two charts here on the left and the right side should tell you there's really nothing risky about it. The company is growing at an exponential rate. They're expanding their employees. The number of new investors just keeps growing in size. There's no flattening of the curve. It's really just going up, and that is what we want to see, and that should give myself and everyone confidence, not only investing with Fundrise into their e-REITs and e-funds, but as well as investing in the company itself as an IPO. Now, in these charts, you could see how the price of a Fundrise IPO has been increasing over the years. So obviously the one on the left is just through February 16th. So we might as well just look on the one on the right. And that one is up until August 17th, 2021. So as you could see, So as you could see, the inception of the Fundrise IPO, like the offering, started in 2017 at $5, and then every year since then, it's been increasing by about 20%, which are amazing numbers, and they directly reflect from what we mentioned before. There's an increased number of employees, there's an increased number of assets under management, there's an increased number of new investors. So what does that mean? When they offer new shares to us as investors, they're able to use that money that you're putting into the company and hire new people and do things such as lowering the amount of money needed to enter Fundrise to just $10. They're able to use the money to purchase new projects, and in return they increase the price of their IPO. So as you could see, 20% year to year. As you could see over here, it flattened out in 2020 just a tiny bit. There was still a decent return, but it just flattened out just a tiny bit, only because of uncertainty in the markets. And finally, one last thing that I wanted to show you guys is we're just looking on the right side here. As you can see, that the initial price per share in 2017 was $5, and the current price per share is $11.44. Now, what does this mean? It means in a 5-year period, there was 129% growth in the price per share of Fundrise IPO. Now, anything more than 10% per year is amazing. So usually you would expect 50 to 60% increase in growth, but we have 129%. Guys, there's nothing to be scared about and nothing to worry about if you decide to invest in Fundrise IPO. Now, let me tell you about my positions with Fundrise IPO. I have 2 portfolios, as many of you guys know, and if you don't, please check out my entire Fundrise playlist down in the description below, where I show you the 2 Fundrise accounts and portfolios that I do have, and they're totaling to almost $100,000 now. So in my first portfolio, which is my real estate heavy portfolio, where I don't invest in the Fundrise IPO that much, I have only 221 shares of the Fundrise IPO, and my purchase price was $9.09 on August 4th, 2020. So as you could see, I'm already at 29% in just 1 year, pretty much, on the gains of my Fundrise IPO. Now, I know they're not realized gains, but again, the current price is at $11.44, and my purchase price was about $9.09. Now, my second portfolio, which is an IPO heavy portfolio, I bought over $13,000, which I think is like 1,209 shares or something like that. But I bought them at $11.44. So I am confident that the price per share of the Fundrise IPO will keep going up over the years to come. And when Fundrise finally decides to go public, we will all be able to reap the benefits, and we will be able to 5x, 6x, and 10x our money. And we will all be happy, and Fundrise will reward us for believing in them over these startup years. Now guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please click that like and subscribe button, and check out my entire Fundrise playlist down in the description below. You will enjoy all those videos. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you're new to Fundrise, don't forget to use my referral link to sign up, and you will get 90 days commission-free trading when you start. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.